I'm Brianna.
And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So as you guys know by now, Floyd Mayweather, he did an interview a couple days ago with ESPN talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the things he talked about was the Kovalev versus Ward fight. He said that he thought that Kovalev won the fight, and then he started to say that Andre Ward's trainer, Virgil Hunter, is not a good trainer at all. That's what Floyd Mayweather said, word for word. And of course, Andre Ward, he heard this and he responded and reacted to what Floyd Mayweather had to say. Now, of course, Floyd Mayweather said a lot more than he's not a good trainer. Floyd, he said that Virgil Hunter, he's never been in a crunch moment and there's no way he could ever be my trainer. I need someone who's been in the ring before, even if it's amateur or pro. This is pretty much what Floyd Mayweather said. And Andre Ward, he responded to what Floyd Mayweather said, and this is exactly what he had to say. Quote, "Floyd, I'm not taking the bait, but I will say this. When is it going to stop? How many more people are you going to lash out at? You're in a position to build up the sport of boxing and the people in it and not tear it down, especially the younger generation. Be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Don't become another critic, the very ones you've been fighting your whole career, especially toward the ones who go through the same things you do. All the lashing out may make headlines, but it's not a good look, bro. We need to choose our words wisely. The people are listening." End quote. Let me say this. You know, one of the most ironic things about this whole situation is Floyd Mayweather, he did this interview on ESPN. And ESPN, from what I've seen and what we've seen, they hate Floyd Mayweather the most. They hate Floyd Mayweather. They hate Andre Ward. They hate them both. But they really hate Floyd Mayweather because it was extremely disrespectful when ESPN, who had been calling Floyd Mayweather a ducker, accusing Floyd of being afraid of Manny Pacquiao, even though we found out that Freddie Roach had even admitted that they were the ones to blame for the fight not taking place in 2008. Despite that, ESPN will continue to blame Floyd Mayweather. Why is the fight not happening? They kept saying, when are you going to fight Manny Pacquiao? Soon as Floyd Mayweather gave ESPN what they wanted and he beat Manny Pacquiao, then ESPN, they turned their back on Floyd Mayweather. They said it was the worst fight, it was the most boring fight, and you can only blame that on Floyd Mayweather. Then recently, ESPN, they completely grilled Floyd Mayweather about that domestic violence case that he went through, which he already served his time, and he already took care of that. Despite him taking care of it, they still tried to make it seem like it's an ongoing thing with Floyd Mayweather, right? So the point that I'm making is when it comes to ESPN, oh yeah, and I forgot, then on top of them demanding Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao, he fights and beats Manny Pacquiao, and then the same year, they give the Fighter of the Year award to who? Ronda Rousey. That coincidentally gets knocked out the same year they give it to her. So we know that when they did that to Floyd Mayweather, it was to spite Floyd Mayweather, right? With that all being said, this is what I mean when I say it's ironic that Floyd, he does this interview on ESPN, and the point that I'm trying to make is when it comes to ESPN, they don't care about Floyd. They don't care about people that look like Floyd Mayweather in the boxing community. So that obviously includes Andre Ward. This is the reason why it's really sad, and I really want to see these brothers basically unify. And I know Floyd Mayweather, he doesn't have any personal beef with Andre Ward. He said in that piece he likes Andre Ward. But at the same time, I just believe that when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, when it comes to Andre Ward, these guys are the most hated fighters in boxing because of their dominance in the sport of boxing. Despite the close fight with Sergey Kovalev, the fact that Andre Ward is a threat to the fighters that are on the hope list, that is what creates the hate. I told you guys this long time ago. I said long time ago when Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound the best fighter in the world and they had Andre Ward at number 2. I told you guys, once Floyd Mayweather retires, all the hate that Floyd is receiving is going to all be passed down to Andre Ward. Then it's going to get passed down to Terrence Crawford. Then it's going to be Errol Spence. And it's just going to keep going down that path, basically. This is what I said. And everything that has taken place today is playing out the exact same way I said it would play out. They love using these code words when it comes to fighters on a coincidental list, of course. Everyone is boring now, right? Terrence Crawford, he could have 6 entertaining fights in a row. Soon as he has one technical fight against a fighter on the hope list, now all of a sudden, nothing else Terrence Crawford has ever done matters. Just that one fight defines who Terrence Crawford is. Even though in that fight, it wasn't a boring fight because I was there live and the crowd was on fire. It was a very electric atmosphere. Not only that, but Terrence Crawford, he knocked down Victor Postol, I think twice, 2 or 3 times. He went toe-to-toe with Victor Postol at times. And when Terrence Crawford, became the aggressor, it was Victor Postol that was moving away. And what's so funny is you always have these fans that'll sit over here and say, oh, there was the moments where Terrence Crawford was quote unquote running, right? But soon as he turns it around and he's the aggressor and Victor Postol is moving, they don't have no problem. They don't call Victor Postol a runner, even though Victor Postol, his style is to constantly move in the ring. They don't call him a runner, or boring. But when it comes to Terrence Crawford, he's boring, right? Once again, we know what time it is. Andre Ward is boring. Terrence Crawford is boring. Guillermo Rigondeaux is boring. Floyd Mayweather is boring. Even when Floyd Mayweather is going toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez, 15 pounds bigger than him, and the commentators, they're talking about how entertaining the fight is. They're going toe-to-toe. They're jumping out of their seats calling the fight. We see Floyd Mayweather going toe-to-toe with a busted nose, bleeding, fighting against Miguel Cotto. And even the Grand Wizard of the decafs, Jim Lampley himself, he even put Floyd Mayweather on his top Gaddy list for the month because of Floyd Mayweather's performance against Miguel Cotto. But yet, after all of that, they go back to their basic talking points. It doesn't matter what they do. We're going to call them boring because that is a safe haven for us to use the code words that we need to use. It's no different than people calling Barack Obama a Muslim, saying, I don't like him. He's a Muslim. He's this and he's that. He's a Marxist. He's a socialist. We know what they really want to call him, but they can't do that because if they call them what they really want to call them, then they'll be perceived as the bad guy. So they have to use code words and be politically correct. We know what time it is, right? So I thought it was really interesting what Andre Ward said because he started off like he wasn't going to say too much, but if you really read everything that Andre Ward said, he said a lot. You just have to decipher it. Don't become another critic, the very ones you've been fighting your whole career, especially toward the ones who go through the same things you do. What Andre Ward just said right there, that was the reason why I just went through that list of fighters on the coincidental list that are going through the same things that Andre Ward is going through, that Floyd Mayweather is going through, and will continue to go through. All of these fighters on the coincidental list, they're going through the exact same things. So when I hear Andre Ward say, don't be a critic, especially towards the people that are going through the same things that you go through, it makes me think of the line in New Jack City when G Money was saying to Nino Brown, which was Wesley Snipes, right before Wesley killed him, he said, we all we got. We all we got. And that is how I feel when it comes to the coincidental list. Everybody on the coincidental list is all in the same gang, regardless if they want to be there or not. You're not there by choice. You're there because that's the way it is. That's the way it is in this country, and that's certainly the way it is in the sport of boxing. You don't have a choice. You are on the coincidental list regardless if you like it or not. Look, I'm gonna end this video like this. At the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather is entitled to his opinion, just like Andre Ward is entitled to his. I just hope that everyone realizes, especially everyone on the coincidental list realizes, that there is a much bigger problem in the sport of boxing. And that is the division that the media and the fans project in the sport of boxing. So hopefully we address these racial double standards that exist in the sport of boxing, because these issues are what's keeping the sport segregated behind closed doors, if you know what I mean. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.